operating on a fairly large scale. So when you started Kogan, did you think that, you know, 5 years down the track you'd be taking on the likes of the Harvey Normans and Gerry Harveys? Or was it something you thought, let's start a website and we'll take it one step at a time?
It was a fairly one step at a time approach. It's not even so much taking on anyone directly, because, you know, people even say to me now, they say, who's your competition? And I'm like, well, you know, it's a totally different business. We don't really have a competitor.
Yeah.
Our competitors, we're a manufacturer direct to the consumer, so you could say we're competing against Samsung, Sony, LG, all the manufacturers. Then you could go and say, yeah, we're competing against the retailers as well. We're competing against Harvey Norman, JB Hi-Fi, Retrovision and the like. So it wasn't really with a set competitor in mind and who we're going to take on. It was very much, we've got the marketplace here, and within this marketplace, we know what the end outcome is. We know that a customer wants a TV and they want as good a price as possible. What can we do within that marketplace prior to that point to ensure that we're the best place to get it from? So we're really an end-to-end solution. We're a manufacturer that designs all the products and then finds the most efficient way to bring them here and then to deliver. So like I said, the mantra is there is always a better way to create and deliver. And we know that, you know, even business as it is now, like you hear the saying, there's always a better way within the office 10, 20, 30 times a day. We know that the way that we're doing it now is just the best we've come up with so far.
Yeah.
And you know, we're going to be a completely different business in a year, 2 years, 3 years, because we embrace innovation.
Yeah. So this might be a bit of a cheeky question, but if you look at someone like a Harvey Norman,
yeah,
who they've got real estate, they've got leases, they've got, you know, tens of millions of dollars of stock sitting around, why do you believe Gerry Harvey hasn't yet modelled somewhat of what you guys are doing and created some sort of an online channel?
Not a cheeky question, it's a very good question. There's a few issues. It's to do with the legacy and the foundation on which the business is built. Now, you know, Gerry changed the face of Australian retail. You know, totally came up with an awesome business model 40 years ago, and within the confines of what was around 40 years ago, it was innovative, it was new, and it did retail like no one else has done retail. There's a few issues now. Like, number one, the poor guy has to be out there talking down online retail and saying that it'll never take off, because he's got all these franchise owners, and I believe it's around 180 around Australia, that have paid him millions of bucks for a franchise store.
Okay.
Now, if the leader of that organisation goes out and says, hey, online retail is the future, can't do it.
Yeah.
Number two, how pissed off are all those franchise owners going to get if he makes a website and starts selling direct to the consumer?
Undercutting the price. Yeah.
Exactly. And number three, even if, say, they found a way to work with an online business model and distribute profits from that amongst their franchise holders, you can't effectively run bricks and mortar and online presence, I believe, because you've got an issue of price. So the online customer expects a better price. So you can say, if you charge the same in your stores as online, the online customer will be coming along and saying, well, you know, I can quickly compare prices and other places are cheaper online, why would I buy from you? The online customer would also say, why am I being punished for the rent of your bricks and mortar stores when I'm shopping online? So you can't charge the same price as your bricks and mortar stores. If you start to charge cheaper, then everyone's going to shop from your online store and no one's going to go to the bricks and mortar store, so they're just going to go out of business. You know, why keep the bricks, you know, that's going to be dragging the business down. So you've got this sticky situation where businesses that have, you know, built a strong presence in the retail sphere when it comes to you know, actually bricks and mortar presence, can't compete with the whole, you know, pricing issues of having multi-channels. So yeah, they've dug themselves a hole essentially, but they made they made some nice money over the last 40 years.
Yeah.
So, everything, industries innovate and they change.
Yeah.
I often get people say to me, if you could offer, advice to Jerry Harvey about what he should be doing, like what advice can I offer him? It's like, you sit there and you think like, what advice could you have offered manufacturers of horse carriages in 1900 when Henry Ford just announced the production line and that he was going to make cars affordable? Industry's changed. Companies need to innovate, and sometimes a whole industry dies out. No one manufactures horse carriages anymore because they found a better way to get people from A to B.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a tricky one.
Yeah. Okay.
A little less conversation, a little more action, please. All this aggravation ain't satisfaction in me. A little more bite, a little less fun.